Hello and welcome into Danbury Arena. Josh Starr joined by Jim Cerny, and it's the Hat-Tricks and the Wolves tonight in Danbury Arena. Battle of the first place and third place teams in the FPHL. The Wolves have spent most of their season up top in the standings, and the Hat-Tricks, well, they've been up there too, but the past 5 games have been on the road away from home, and it wasn't necessarily the road trip the Hat-Tricks wanted, but they ended on a good note in Carolina.
Yeah, it did end in a good note, and they were 20 seconds away from being swept in a 5-game road trip. But Johnny Ruiz, the captain, with the goalie pulled, came through, tied the game at 4 with his 100th career point and his 22nd goal of the season. And then Dustin Jessow scored the winner in overtime and kind of ended that road trip on a high note, to say the least. And that was January 2nd. So they've had some time to lick their wounds, get healthy, and prepare for a big 3 games in 3 nights here, including big one against Watertown. These two teams meeting for the 6th time this season. And Danbury's done very well. They're the one team in the league that has fared well against the top team, Watertown. They're 2-1-2 so far in 5 games.
Yeah, and on home ice this season, the Hat-Tricks 10-1-0. Watertown comes in 19-3-0 overall. Something's got to give here. The Hat-Tricks have accounted for both of Watertown's road losses in this building this year, and it's really going to be an intense matchup tonight. Both teams without their main goalies that have been with them for the last few weeks, but something's got to give here tonight.
Yeah, and it's interesting. Of course, we look at it from Danbury's perspective, and we say, well, Watertown, their 2 road losses have come in this building against Danbury. Well, Danbury's only loss here at Danbury Arena was against the Watertown Wolves. So, I mean, it's going to be a nip and tuck. You expect, a lot of offense, I think. And you touch on the goaltending situation. Brian Wilson, the Danbury Hat-Tricks goalie, was called up to the SPHL. He's playing with Birmingham now. So he's not here. Frankie McClendon gets the call tonight. And Brandon Colgan, who was terrific. In fact, the top goalie in the league this season in the Federal League. He, too, has been called up to the Southern Pro League and will not be in uniform tonight. So I expect a little offense. You'd expect it anyway with these two teams, but especially without Wilson and Colgan here in net.
Yeah, it's the Hat-Tricks at 15-6-2, the Wolves at 19-3-0, and we'll have puck drop in the starting lineups for you right after this here on Hat-Tricks YouTube. just about ready for puck drop here from Danbury Arena. Josh Starr with Jim Cerny. It's the Hat-Tricks and the Wolves. The starting lineup for the Danbury Hat-Tricks: in goal, Frankie McClendon getting the start, with Brian Wilson getting the call up to the SPHL. At center, it's Johnny Ruiz, Gordy Bonnell on the left wing, and Nick Levesque on the right wing, making his home debut for the Hat-Tricks this season. Aaron Atwell and Steve Brown at the point for Watertown. It's Luke Cohen in goal. They also have had a couple goaltenders called up to the next level, so Luke Cohen, inexperienced, just one start this season. Alexander Jemayev is on the left wing, Ahmed Mahfouz on the right wing, and Justin McDonald, the league's leading scorer, at center. Josh LaBelle and Lane King are the D pair for Watertown.
Well, the Danbury fans have to be excited to see Nick Levesque make his season home debut. Of course, 2 years ago, in 46 games, he scored 52 points, 19 goals, 33 assists with Danbury, and he's played 2 games on the road with the Hat-Tricks this season. But he makes his season home debut tonight, and crowd favorite returning. They're excited about that. He's pumped for it tonight. And also back in the lineup, off the IR, is Tobias Ojic, coming back from that knee injury. And he takes the place of Tal Finberg, who ended up on IR earlier today.
So the Hat-Tricks just about ready for puck drop here. Nick Levesque, the second leading scorer for the Hat-Tricks 2 years ago, with 19 goals and 52 points. He's on the right wing, and Johnny Ruiz wins the faceoff right to him. We're underway in Danbury. Atwell up the left wing. It's skipped in by Bonnell, and behind the net, Ruiz chases Levesque in the corner, backhands it to the point. Brown pushes right back down low for Levesque, jabbing away at it along the half wall. It's pushed to center, and Brown will chip right back in. 20 seconds in, no score. Puck takes a carom in the corner. Lane King takes over to Josh LaBelle, and he'll scamper behind the Watertown cage. LaBelle waiting as his teammates change and start the rush up. McDonald intercepts at center for the Hat-Tricks, and the Hat-Tricks force it right back into Watertown ice. 40 seconds gone in the first. A stretch pass from King out of the reach of his teammates and down for icing. 45 seconds in, no score, and the Hat-Tricks got the better of that first shift.
They did, and they have the face-off here to the right of Luke Cohen, who will make his second start of the season for Watertown. He won his first start, allowed 4 goals in that one, but without Greg Hussey here, without Brandon Colgan here, it's going to be the young Luke Cohen who's going to be the starter for the foreseeable future.
Watertown wins the draw to the right of Cohen, and it's back out to center, where Gesso skips it off of Watertown player, and Tafu plays it back down low. Gesso in the corner, takes right back over for Danbury, and the black jerseys, the skating rabbit across the chest, and it's banked in off the side of the goal, but not off of Cohen, so that'll go for icing. 112 in and no score.
And Frankie McClendon makes the starting goal for the Hat-Tricks, his 12th appearance of the season. He's 3-4-2, a 4.61 goals against average, an .880 save percentage. He made 33 saves on January 2nd in the 5-4 overtime win against Carolina.
Yannick Tafu taking the draw for Watertown, loses, and the Hat-Tricks take out to center. Gesso fires in, blockered into the corner. Bouncing puck settled by Gesso. The wraparound try in front. Cohen able to stop that one and cover up. 18:35 to go in the first, and the Hat-Tricks with an offensive zone draw once again.
And Dustin Gesso yet again creating offensive chances for the Hat-Tricks. Of course, he was the hero in Carolina with the overtime winning goal after Ruiz tied it late.
First time we see the Mealy line tonight, and they're able to win the draw. Steve along the near dasher to Steve Brown at the point, and he turns it over to Yannick Tafu. Tafu, an AHL and ECHL veteran, playing his first game for the Wolves, drops it for Gaillon into the slot. The shot, left pad save from McClendon, and the Hat-Tricks will outlet. Tom Mealy up the left wing across the line, and darting to the point, won't be able to keep control as Tafu turns back and grabs the puck for Watertown. 2 minutes in Danbury here, no score between the Hat-Tricks and the Wolves. Josh LaBelle behind his own cage, off to Lane King, up the right wing, tipped in by McKechnie, and it will be chased in behind the Hat-Tricks net. Steve Brown there for Danbury, and behind it's McKechnie battling along with Chamelka, and Watertown pushes the puck to the corner. Ruiz upended, and the Wolves take over at the point. King walking the line. Center point, King back to the right circle. DiCostanzo has it hop off his skate and into the corner. 2 hat tricks pile on DiCostanzo there, and Steve Brown comes away with it. Brown up the boards near side Levesque in his own zone. Crunched against the glass and can't get it out of the zone. LaBelle flings in to the far corner where Atwell controls and chips forward to the neutral zone. Just about 3 minutes played here in Danbury. Watertown controls in the neutral zone. It's turned over. Gordy Bonnell up the left side will chip in, and it's gloved down by Cohen behind the net. Lane King will corral it. Slowly, patiently starting the breakout for Watertown. Jemayev backhands deep in. Mafus chasing after it, and it's Bryce French, his hat trick's home debut, who will play the puck up the far boards. Not out. Jemayev has it at the hash marks. Sealed off by Gesso, and the puck trickles in on McClendon, who will cover up. 16:38 to go. No score, and the Wolves getting a little bit of zone time now.
Yeah, and they're known to do that because especially this line, their top line is as good as any as you will see in this league. And you got Justin McDonald and Alexander Jemayev, the first and third leading scorers in the league.
The only duo on a team in the FPHL to average 2+ points each as the puck comes out to center and Watertown is offside. 3.5 into play here, no score, and that is a dangerous tandem.
Yeah, and Justin McDonald is averaging 2.5 points per game in 19 games played this season. And you and I were joking about it earlier off camera before the broadcast started. I said, plus minus doesn't mean anything, right? That guy is a plus 51 in 19 games this season, Justin McDonald. It's crazy.
Jemayev plus 33 and Lane King plus 26. That's the top 3 in the whole league on the Watertown team. Brown in the neutral zone will sky it into the Watertown end. LaBelle racing after it in the corner. The 6'4" defenseman will be able to outlet ahead to McDonald. Streaking into the hat-trick zone, walking by Atwell, bottom of the circle, centers it, and it's intercepted by Gesso. Hat-tricks with numbers if they hurry. Gesso off to the right wing. Kuznetsov bats it down, but it goes to King, who will outlet and clear for Watertown. 4:20 into play here in the first period. No score. Kuznetsov hammers into the Watertown end. Kuznetsov tied with Johnny Ruiz at 35 points for the hat-tricks team lead, and he will go off for a change. The Mealy line out to Fu into the hat-trick zone. Backhand out in front. Kick try, and the rebound stopped by McClendon. Sliding across to the left, and he's stoned. Brandon Day. The hat-tricks right back the other way. Tom Mealy across the line. Flings, gets hammered down, and the puck goes wide. Back to Mealy, who lost his stick and now is upset about the physicality he was shown. He'll have the puck right back in the neutral zone. Dropping for Ruiz. Ruiz, high slot, flings, and it's blocked by Slaketka. Day finds the puck, banks behind the net to Tafu, who will play it back toward his own goal, and it's covered by Cohen. 5:10 into play here in the first period. No score between the hat-tricks and the Wolves. .10 into the first, no score. Josh Starr with you alongside Jim Cerny, and the hat-tricks will send the top line out here with Ruiz, Bonnell, and Levesque in an offensive zone face-off. To the right of Luke Cohen in the Watertown net, Ruiz cleanly wins the draw back to McDonald, who will push down low. Karam off the boards out in front. Bonnell, the shot off the post. Cohen falls back and is able to cover up on top of that puck. What a chance for the hat-tricks. Bonnell taking the pass from Ruiz down low, and it was so close on the inside of that post.
Yeah, good work by Levesque behind the net. Good pass by Ruiz. And then Bunnell just kind of skimmed it along the ice, and it looked like it hit the inside of the post. That's how close he was to scoring.
Levesque takes a shot, now has it right back at the right circle, fires wide. It's back out to McDonald at the point. The hat-tricks McDonald down low to Ruiz, who tries to play it in to the slot. It's taken by Watertown, cleared into their bench. Hat-tricks looking for delay of game. I thought that puck landed in the Watertown bench. Nonetheless, 5:34 into play and no score.
Yeah, Johnny Ruiz having a few words with the official there. He's pointing to where he thought the puck went out over top the glass. Now Levesque has a few words for the official as well, but they're not going to win that argument. And 5:34 into the first period. The faceoff will come to the left of Cohen. And boy, Cohen had to be alert on that one play before the forward flipped it back on him. If he hadn't been alert, that would have been an own goal.
He was able to just cover it up. The hat-tricks can't win the draw here. It's Watertown into the zone. McDonald's shot, kneeling block from Bryce French, and the puck comes to the right circle. Mafus back to the point. It's King, whose shot is blocked by Bunnell, and now a race for the puck. Bunnell one step behind King, and King makes it there first. Into the corner in the Watertown zone, far side to our right. It's Bunnell against King in the corner, and it is Watertown who comes away with the puck. Justin McDonald at his own circle, ahead to Mafus, who clears to Jemayev. Jemayev across the hat-tricks line, streaking to the right side at the circle, cuts back and drops it to McDonald. All the way across, looking for LaBelle. It's intercepted by Kuznetsov. His outlet, intended for Anderson, is stopped by Watertown and cleared back into the hat-trick zone. Brown chipping high off the glass, 6.5 into play in the first with no score. Maxime Gaillon in behind his own net for Watertown will carry out to center. Gaillon with speed through center, racing into the hat-trick zone, drops it to the right side to Costanzo, shot sticked out of play by McClendon. 13-16 to play, no score between the hat-tricks and the Wolves.
And before the game started tonight, there was a moment of silence here at Danbury Arena for the youngster, the high school student Teddy Balkind, who passed away. He got injured in a collision in a high school game here in Connecticut and passed away that evening in the hospital in Greenwich. And so there was a moment of silence for him before the game, and of course everyone using the hashtag Sticks Out for Teddy, which has kind of caught fire here locally and among college teams and women's teams, men's teams, and the NHL, where we saw Cam Atkinson of the Flyers, and who's a Connecticut native, and Kevin Shattenkirk of the Ducks, who's from New Rochelle, New York, in Westchester, sending their condolences, and certainly a very, very scary and sad thing that took place a little more than a week ago.
Bruins honored him as well with a jersey behind the bench, and just a big show of support for his family and his teammates and his friends. And here at the Hat-Tricks, we send our condolences as well, and we are with everyone over at St. Luke's and with Teddy's family. The Hat-Tricks in their own zone here as Watertown takes the shot. Gaillon stopped by McClendon, and it's cleared down. That was a penalty on the Hat-Tricks for Atwell, delay a game call. So it is a power play for Watertown, the best in the league at 25.4%. And they are into the zone with Gaillon speeding down at the bottom of the circle, sealed off by McDonald. And it's cleared up the near wall. At the point to Fu, keeps it at the left point. Near side, down low to McDonald in the corner. To the circle, Gaillon back down low, McDonald. It hits the side of the net, and the Hat-Tricks can't clear it up the boards. 40 seconds into the power play to Fu, down at the hash marks near side. Back to the point, Mafus. Center point, across to the right side, McDonald. Down low, Jemayev. Back to McDonald. In the slot, Gaillon off the deflection. It's blocked by Manel, and he'll scoop it out. Down the zone and out down the ice. Halfway through the power play for Watertown, McDonald circles back in the neutral zone. Across the Hat-Tricks line, slowing down at the far hash marks. Drops it back to Mafus. Right circle, fires. McClendon had been knocked down, but it's blocked by French and powered forward by the Hat-Tricks. Anderson chasing after it. Cohen will have to play it out of his net. 40 seconds left on the power play for Watertown. The Hat-Tricks fire all the way down in on Cohen, who will drop it off to the side. A bouncing puck for Mafus, and he'll just leave it in the corner. Half a minute to go on the penalty to Aaron Atwell for delay of game. DiCostanzo can't control the pass, will bank it forward, but it's Stefanson, his first game as a hat trick, who will play it down and deep into the Watertown zone. Mafus down low behind the net in his own zone. Starting the rush is Cole McKechnie. Atwell with 2 seconds left, and he will exit the box. The Hat-Tricks kill it off. McKechnie into the zone as French seals up a player on the boards. It's still in the Hat-Tricks zone, though. 9 minutes in, no score. French up the boards, can't get it out. Atwell playing forward as the extra man out of the box is Stefanson. One hands it forward to Ojic, who will turn it over in his own zone. At the point, he'll be able to muscle it to Stefanson, and now French will look to clear. Ahead to Tom Mealy, who will skip up the right boards, taken down in the neutral zone, will still get the puck into the Watertown zone, but it's cleared back out to Steve Brown. 9.5 played in the first, no score. Tom Mealy into the zone, all the way across. Ojic, left circle. Ojic working his way behind the net, scooping out to the corner, now behind Steve Mealy, out in front. Tom hammers it wide, and it's behind the net now. LaBelle will control in the corner. Ojic spins by one, and it's powered again forward to Fu. Cross ice feed, left side, Day into the hat-trick zone. Day cutting to the slot, drops it for Gaillon. Atwell seals him off, and Anderson will carry out. Halfway through the first, Gesso jetting across the line. Gesso fires, and it's tipped over and out of play. 9:57 to play in the first. No score between the Hat-Tricks and the Wolves.
New Haven Nighthawk Brewing is brewed right here in Connecticut and featured at the Rabbit Hole. New Haven Night Brewing Company is the beverage of choice at the Danbury Arena. Grab a cold one and party like you're in the Elm City.
Hat-Tricks looking to make Watertown maybe need a few of those after the game. 10:03 into the first period. Anderson will take the draw. Gesso backhands it, and it's stopped by Cohen. That was a quick chance out of nowhere, and the Hat-Tricks will have another offensive zone draw.
How about Dustin Gesso? He's telling the defender, this is what you did to me. It's called a cross-check, and he's giving him the visual there, making sure the official saw it too, but he didn't get the penalty call.
Anderson wins the draw once more, and Kuznetsov sends one off a body and out of play. 9:49 to go. No score. Not really a shooting lane there for Kuznetsov, but still trying to get pucks toward the net.
Kuznetsov is not one to be shy about cranking it up. He came into play today, 104 shots on goal. Second on the team behind Johnny Ruiz, who leads the league, 152 shots on goal.
Hat-Tricks have a shot stopped in front. Mafus clears to McDonald, stopped at the Hat-Tricks line. Stefanson to Kuznetsov, who will find the other wing where Gesso takes over in the neutral zone, dropping to Anderson. Anderson left circle, slings one. It's off the glass and back out to the point. Stefanson keeps it in, but it's Watertown who will take it right back. 9:20 to go in the first. McDonald across the line and into the hat-trick zone. Has the puck in the corner. The league's leading scorer, 48 points, will try to center it. It's stopped by the Hat-Tricks, but not cleared. It's Laketka back out in front, and bouncing puck. The Hat-Tricks are able to kick it to center. Bunnell will carry into the Watertown end and now chips it deep. Levesque hard in on the forecheck behind the net. Lane King finds the puck and will spur forward for Watertown. McDonald at the right circle in the hat-trick zone, leaving for Jemayev. Jemayev against Ruiz, centers it all the way through. McDonald couldn't get there. Has the puck, though, along the half wall. Now back to the point, backhands across King. Center point, McDonald through traffic, and McClendon squeezes it under the right arm. That had eyes, and McClendon able to seal it down. 8:34 to go in a scoreless game.
Well, McClendon's looked sharp in the early going here. He's made 7 saves so far on 7 shots. But he made a couple really good pad saves early on, and I think that got him into the game, got him into his groove early. And there, I thought he did a good job kind of weaving his way through traffic with his vision blocked, and he was still able to come up with the save, make sure that he was in good position.
McClendon, the guy right now for the hat tricks, and a big save there as it's cleared into the hat trick zone. That'll go for icing. 8:21 to go in the first. No score.
Yeah, they've gone. The hat tricks have gone from 3 goaltenders, and now they're down to 2 as Wilson's in the Southern Pro League. Will McEwen has made 3 starts this season. He's the backup tonight, and he's 3-0 in his 3 starts, but yet he was the third of the 3 goalies. He's the least experienced, but he's played well this season when given the opportunity.
Steve Mealy wins the draw. It's cleared to center and will be taken by Steve Brown inside his own blue line. The hat tricks have had success in net this year, and Wilson was the leading charge of that, but still have gotten some big saves at times from McClendon and McEwen in his few starts. The hat tricks to the neutral zone. It's Tom Mealy playing the puck down low behind the net, chasing after it. Brett Jackson out in front and trying to power it in. It was stopped at the side of the net. Lane King through center. One hands it to himself into the hat-trick zone, gets to the bottom of the circle. King out in front to Lena, fires, stopped by McClendon, and the hat-tricks carry out. Steve Mealy across the Tom into the Watertown zone, right circle, flings, and it's knocked down in front. Cohen couldn't find it and now covers up off his glove. It popped in the air and landed right in front of him. He had no idea where it was, but he heard it drop and covered it up. 7:26 to go in the first, no score.
I don't know if Frankie McClendon's got an earpiece inside his mask and in his ear, but right on cue as we're talking about him, he makes a really big save right there. And again, he looks locked in tonight here at Danbury Arena.
Kuznetsov on the draw, plays it down low to Jesso in the corner. Powering his way, and his shot off a body into the corner. Sliketka in the corner will take over for Watertown. 7:10 to play. Slaketka's clear, almost flagged down by Jesso, but it gets out to center. French can't gain the red line, so soft chip into the zone. Sliketka will take over for the Wolves. Gaillon in his own zone, backhands far side to Foot. Over 500 games in the ECHL, 3-time captain of the Reading Royals, plays it across to the far side where it's taken by the hat-tricks. Jesso out to Kuznetsov into the zone. Kuznetsov back down low, and it was stopped by LaBelle and cleared past Ruiz to Di Costanzo, who will power it in to the zone. To Fu. Down low behind the hat-tricks net, 6.5 to play in the first. Out in front, another stop by McClendon. Jemayev was in behind Brown, and the pass from below the goal line. McClendon was able to follow it and stop it with 6:26 to go in the first.
Yeah, he looks really sharp, and you know, when you were talking about hat-trick goalies this year, we didn't even mention the name of Cooper Cedot, who was the number 1 when the season started. They lost him, and then McClendon came in, then Wilson came in. That's what you do in this league. You're constantly looking to find the next guy. And right now, Frankie McClendon is the next guy.
Both top lines on the ice right now. The shot was tipped wide for Watertown. They have the puck back in the neutral zone. Jemayev across the hat-tricks line, working against Brown, spinning behind the net, sealed off, and Atwell will take over. The stretch pass for Bunnell is taken by the winger and off to Levesque, back to Ruiz, and the pass was out of his reach. Levesque trying to drop it back, and it was taken by Watertown. Here's McDonald into the zone, trying to chip over the glove of McClendon. He got a piece of it and knocked it over behind. LaBelle back out in front for McDonald. It's a bouncing puck, and to the side of the cage, McClendon able to find it and cover up. 5:41 to go in the first, no score. McClendon again coming up big against the big guns for Watertown.
Yeah, good job there, and it was a real good time to freeze the puck by Frankie McClendon. Hat-tricks there were caught running around a little bit, bouncing puck. They're unable to clear, and McClendon did the right thing. Got the glove down on it, get the face off here, and live for another day.
Hat-tricks can't win the draw. Back down low behind their own cage. Chemelka in the corner will get the puck to McKechnie. Steve Mealy pestering him along the kick plate, and McKechnie will come away with the puck at the point. Powering all the way back down to behind the net, it's Day. Day coming away with it in the far corner. Back down low, Chemelka circling and wheeling back to the point. Slakeka center point, blocked by Ojic, kneeling down and got it with his skate. Tom Mealy back ahead to Ojic, who gets pushed from behind at the Watertown blue line, and Anderson will able to bat it into the zone. 5 minutes to play in a scoreless first. Watertown behind its own net with Justin Coachman trying to clear. It's off a teammate, and Anderson takes over, fires, stopped by Cohen, and Mealy couldn't find the rebound. Back out the other way, right to left. It's Watertown through center ice. Day, at the end of a shift, will just dump in. Brown for the Hat-tricks, scoops ahead up the boards. Anderson over skates and will just have to play it to center. Tifu retreating and is into the neutral zone, and will pass ahead for Gaillon. It's out of his reach. Anderson back behind his own net, across to Gesso. Gesso drops it to Gaillon behind the net. Now Watertown takes over. Gaillon at the near circle, all the way back to the right point. King down low, side of the net to Fu, back to Gaillon. One-timer saved by McClendon. 4:05 to go in the first, and McClendon once again coming up large on a point-blank chance. No score, 4:05 to go in the first.
Hat City Physical Therapy is the physical therapy provider for your Danbury Hat-tricks. Their facility is located on Federal Road right here in Danbury. Hat City Physical Therapy is owned and operated by the medical director of the Danbury Hat-tricks, Dr. Lee Day. Dr. Lee and his staff provide outstanding physical therapy care for a range of diagnoses and problems. Give them a call for all of your orthopedic and physical therapy needs.
Defensive zone draw for the Hat-tricks. DiCostanzo wins it, but Bunnell intervenes, can't clear. King keeps it alive at the right point, fires wide of the net, banks out to the near side where the Hat-tricks control. Levesque ahead, and it was taken over by Watertown. Back to the Hat-tricks. Ruiz leaves it for Bunnell down low as Levesque takes over. Back to the point. Stefanson, the shot wide of the net. Rebound to Ruiz out in front. Cohen had lost the net. And now Bunnell in the slot across to Levesque. Out in front, Ruiz. The shot kicked away by Cohen and cleared down the ice. 3.5 to play as that goes for icing here in a scoreless first. And that chemistry with Ruiz and Levesque as well as Bunnell really showing that it's been a while since they played together, but they didn't lose that chemistry.
Yeah, not at all. Teammates 2 years ago, of course, here in Danbury. And Bunnell and Ruiz have been constants all this season as line mates. Now they add a familiar face, a guy that they both played with in the past. You add him to that line. You saw the chemistry building right there. That was a great shift.
Hat-tricks win the draw. Brown shot wide, and it's taken by Watertown. Tafu drops it for LaBelle. Tafu will carry out from behind his own cage. 3:15 to play in the first. No score. Hat-tricks and Wolves. LaBelle right to left into the Hat-trick zone. Left wing. His shot just wide, right along the ice. And now it's Gaillon at the right circle. Gaillon dropping for Tafu. Back to the point. King walking in and down low again. He'll take the puck right back. Point to point, LaBelle. Now King, center point. Has no lane across to Tafu, right point, and it's stopped out and pushed to center by Ruiz. King will retrieve it in the neutral zone ahead to Tafu. Tafu trying to walk by Atwell, can't get by, has it along the half wall. Tafu circling back to the point, just glued to by Atwell. And
that's a great job by Atwell right there.
He's able to get the puck to center. Brett Jackson can't control, and it's scooped right back into the hat-trick zone. Jemayeff with 2.5 to play out in front. McDonald and Jackson on the back check just stopped him enough. Hat-tricks back the other way, left to right. Tom Mealy through center will now circle back into his own zone as the hat-tricks complete a change. Stefanson, D to D. McDonald across for Steve Mealy, and now across the red line into the Watertown zone. Feeds it to Jackson, walking down low. Now the rebound try in front, stop, and the second try, Jackson side of the net, can't get it to go. Back to the point, Stefanson is able to pinch and keep that in. Jemayeff all the way ahead, McDonald able to get back and clear forward to Steve Mealy. Back into the Watertown zone, dropping to the right wing. Tom has it at the circle, feeding down low to Mealy, who gets hit without the puck in the area. He wanted a call there, but didn't get one, and the hat-tricks will change. 90 seconds to go in the first. No score here from Danbury. Slaketka ahead, takes a big hit from Jesso. The puck finds its way to Gallon at center. Sticked away by Brown. Kuznetsov carries into the Watertown zone, loses control. Anderson takes over at the left circle, 1:15 left. Kuznetsov high slot, fires. It's stopped by Slaketka, batted into the corner, bouncing puck along the dasher as two players battle in front. The puck, it comes free to Kuznetsov. Now Anderson shot wide as a whistle blows, and the arm will go up with 1:02 left. It was Jesso and Coachman in front of the net who were just not quitting against each other as the play kept going. We'll see what the calls are.
Yeah, it should be. Yeah, I would think it would be coincidental minors, and now as Jesso heads off the ice, boy, he is giving a mouthful to the Watertown bench.
This might be a hat-trick power play.
And it is. Coachman's going to be the only one to go. Listen, there was a lot of give and take there, Josh. You know, that wasn't necessarily one-sided. But Jesso kept looking to the official until he got the call. And he got it here with 1:02 remaining in the first period.
It will be a Ferrer Electric power play. You need power. Pete is going to light you up. Dependable, reliable services you can trust. Pete Ferrer and his team get you the juice to turn you loose. Light them up, up. FerrerElectricLLC.com. Hat-tricks win the draw with 1 minute left in the period on a power play. Their power play, which is second in the league at 22.7, right behind the Watertown power play. At the left circle, Ruiz fires. It's off the glass and out of play with 48 seconds to go in the first.
I tell you, Dustin Jesso gets under the skin of pretty much every team in this league, but he's amped up his game tonight here against Watertown. He's been flying since his first shift. He's been physical. He's been aggressive on the forecheck, and there in front of the net. What a battle he had with Coachman.
Hat-tricks win the draw. Mealy, Steve at the point, slowly getting the power play set up. Down low, Levesque, far corner to Ruiz at the circle. Back down low, Levesque. Ruiz, center point now. It's Steve Mealy. Switching spots, and now we'll try to fire one. It's blocked. Tom Mealy jetting across, flings in on goal. It's loose in front, and it's cleared by Watertown. 20 seconds left in the period, 1:15 on the hat-tricks power play. Levesque tips into the zone. It's spun forward by Watertown, and now Steve Mealy will go back into his own zone with 8 seconds left in the first. He'll just hang out behind his own cage, passing off to Tom on the left wing, and the hat-tricks will let the period run out. 57 seconds left on a power play for Danbury as the second period will begin, but no score after one. And these two teams with backup goalies, right now starting goalies, but not the normal starters for either team.
Not the stars.
And a scoreless first period.
Yeah, I very impressed. I thought both teams, were bringing it in the first period. There's something, you play the best, it brings out the best in you, or it should if you're a good team. And Watertown has a lot of respect for Danbury and vice versa. And, Watertown probably had the better scoring chances overall in that period, meaning that Frankie McClendon was the difference really in the first period. But I thought the last part of the period, maybe the last 5 minutes or so, thought Danbury really started to up their pressure. And even though Cohen, he didn't make a lot of those saves. A lot of those shots were blocked on the way in. So credit the Watertown defenders packing it in and making those stops in front of their goalie. But I thought Danbury, their best chances happened really late in that period. And hey, listen, they start the second period on the power play, fresh ice and everything. It's a big opportunity for them in a 0-0 game.
And McClendon making 12 saves, at least 3 of them on really good chances for
least,
Watertown.
Absolutely.
And that's the difference after 20 minutes. We'll head to the second. It's no score in Danbury. The Hat-Tricks will have a power play to begin the second, but we're scoreless after 1. We'll be right back here from Danbury Arena. No score after one between the Hat-Tricks and the Wolves. Josh Starr with Jim Cerny. The Hat-Tricks will have 58 seconds of a power play to start this second period, and it's a big chance to try to get on the board early here in the second.
Yeah, and Coach Dave McIsaac going for it as well. He's going with 5 forwards out there. He's got the Mealy brothers. He's got Ruiz, Benel, and Levesque. So he's putting the full force. That's how they started the power play at the end of the first period. That's how they're going to do it to start the second period. So, an interesting, aggressive move in a 0-0 game by Coach Dave McIsaac.
The Hat-Tricks will go right to left here in the second, and the Wolves left to right. Dustin Gesso late out of the locker room, but joining his teammates on the bench. And you're right, aggressive from Dave McIsaac, and the Hat-Tricks played a good first, especially defensively with Frankie McClendon in net, and now they're on the power play. Ruiz in, the shot, glove saved by Cohen. Just 10 seconds into the period. Ruiz didn't have a ton of room to shoot at there, but still made Cohen make a stop.
Yeah, pretty passing play there. Sweet, quick moving of the puck, inside the blue line, and Ruiz had a good shot, and that was a good glove save by Cohen.
Johnny Ruiz leading the FPHL with 7 power play goals this season. Levesque down low to Ruiz. Switching spots, and now back to the point. Steve Mealy, center point to the right side, fires through traffic. It's gloved by Cohen. 33 seconds left on the power play. 25 seconds into the period. It's still scoreless in the second.
Well, Johnny Ruiz has a point in 22 of the 23 games played this season. Tied for the team lead, he and Kuznetsov both with 35 points.
That's 6th in the league for both of them as Steve Mealy turns back to his own zone to try and start one last rush for the Hat-Tricks. 20 seconds left on the power play. Ruiz skipping through center, leaves it for Levesque, whose shot goes high and wide. May have tipped over as Ruiz crashed into Cohen, and it was clearly incidental. Ruiz talking to Cohen, telling him it was an accident, and Levesque joining the party there.
Yeah, he did. And actually, no issue between Ruiz and Cohen. Cohen actually patted Ruiz on the back afterwards, but Levesque sent LaBelle flying down to the ice. Like, get out of here.
Hasn't played in a while, needs to get some of his...
Yeah, man, it's been building up.
Yeah.
Only his 3rd game this season.
Just like Billy McCreary earlier this season, had it all pent up, has to get it out. Hat-Tricks can't win the draw, and they're in the offensive zone. It's cleared all the way down. 5 seconds left on the penalty for roughing to Justin Coachman, and the Hat-Tricks are unable to convert on the power play. Gesso across the line into the zone. The shot off the glove of Cohen bounces behind the net. Cohen wipes out in the cage, and Watertown will still control with King banking it backward to Chamelka, whose pass is flagged down by Kuznetsov, and he'll skip it in to the corner. Behind the net, King takes over for Watertown, who will outlet all the way up. Tipped away by Brown, past McDonald into the corner. Brown sealing McDonald off in the corner in the Hat-Trick zone. 90 seconds into the period, and Gesso will take over up the left wing, right to left for the Hat-Tricks through center. Off to Ojic, far side all alone in the zone. Will get knocked down, and Mafus will take over in the Hat-Trick zone. Jemayev back down low. Will play it behind the net. Mafus near corner. Along the wall, pinned up against the boards by Stefanson. Along the half wall, Tom Mealy in, battling away. 2-on-2, and Jemayev wins that battle and pushes into the corner. Johnny McDonald there for the Hat-Tricks will swing it forward to Ojic, whose cross-ice feed was stopped by Sliketka, and now the Hat-Tricks go and take over in the neutral zone where Tom Mealy was hit with a high stick, and that will be a penalty on Sliketka as Ojic is going after Sliketka near the box. Sliketka not happy about it, but the Hat-Tricks will get their second power play of the game. 2:09 into the second. We'll see if it's 2 or 4 here for Sliketka. It will be a minor against Sliketka, so the Hat-Tricks go back to the Ferrer Electric power play for the second time tonight.
And not only second time tonight, but you can build some momentum either way here. If the PK is really good, that could give Watertown, some momentum. But typically, you get back-to-back power plays like this, whether you score or not, it gives you momentum offensively. That's what the hat trick's looking for here.
They win the draw. Mealy, center point off to Ruiz. Back down low. Levesque, Ruiz in the slot. Can't handle it. McKechnie able to corral it and carry to center. Well, he'll chip it in deep behind the hat trick's net. McClendon out of the net. 2.5 into the second. 20 seconds into the power play. Mealy carries through center, off to Bunnell, into the zone, off the right wing. Ruiz back to Levesque, one-timer, stopped by Cohen. The rebound try high in the air, back to the point. Steve Mealy settles it down and goes to Bunnell. Cross ice to Ruiz, left circle, down low Levesque. Levesque surveying, back to Ruiz at the hash marks. It hops over his stick and goes down. 1:15 to go on the power play for the Hat Tricks. 3 minutes into the second period. No score in Danbury. The first place Wolves 19-3-0. Hat Tricks have beaten them twice, 2 of their 3 losses, and the Hat Tricks 15-6-2, 10-1 at home. Kuznetsov into the zone on the power play. A minute left on it. Anderson has it along the near boards. Drops for Steve Mealy. Left circle. Mealy in front. The shot through traffic. Brown with the screen, but Cohen able to make the save. 16:38 to go in the second, and 47 seconds on the power play. And Steve Brown providing a large screen in front.
Yeah, so this is interesting. The first power play unit had 5 forwards on it. The second power play unit has 2 defensemen, except one of those defensemen is Brown, and they're using Brown up front. It's a forward to screen the goaltender, and there he is again in that position.
Jesso's blast high off the glass. Now Atwell center point to Kuznetsov. Wine, one-timer, and it was stopped and bounces out to center. Jesso finds the puck in the neutral zone. Half a minute left on the power play. Atwell claps one in all the way around the boards, and it will be taken in the far corner by Jesso. Pushes forward, and the Hat Trick's able to keep it in. Left point, Atwell, but couldn't keep his balance. And now Mafus into the Hat Trick zone. Mafus shorthanded in on goal. Backhand stop with the glove by McClendon, and the fans love Mafus being stopped with 5 seconds left here on the Hat Trick's power play. DiCostanzo into the zone, walks by one, now into the slot. It's taken by the Hat Tricks and out to center. Penalty over. The Hat Tricks now 0 for 2 on the power play. 15:40 to go in the second period, and the puck is slithered off to the side of the net, and the Wolves will take over through center. No score in the second. Into the Hat Trick's end. It's pushed toward the slot. Ojic with one hand able to swat it to the boards. LaBelle down low for Watertown. Deep into the corner. Day takes over for the Wolves behind the net. Coming out the far side, and his pass all the way back to the point. Down the ice, and Cohen will come out of his net to leave it for LaBelle. 5 minutes into the second period. No score as the stretch pass for Chamelka into the Hat Trick zone. Out in front for Day. It was behind him. And the Hat Tricks will take over. Ruiz off a body and back into the Danbury zone. Banked ahead from French, tipped from Ojic to Levesque. Levesque into the zone. Levesque in on goal, shot just wide. Bounces back to Ruiz out in front. Ojic backhand scores! Levesque starts the play. Ruiz able to find Ojic in front. Who backhands past Cohen. It's 1-0 Hat Tricks. 5:14 into the second.
Well, you know what? It's interesting. You say Levesque starts the play. Ojic kind of starts the play because he made the nifty feed to Levesque, and then Levesque's shot goes wide. He follows it around, and Ojic goes straight to the net after making the pass and after Levesque shot it wide, and Ojic is all alone in front, and he just makes one move, takes it to the backhand, and slides it into the net. That was a terrific sequence for the rookie, Tobias Ojic. Not just the finish, but really starting the play with a very, very crafty pass to Nick Levesque.
Ojic gets his 3rd of the season, and you said it. He started that play with the tip to Levesque, and the Hat Tricks went to work offensively with that top line with Ojic there on the left wing instead of Benella, with the Hat Tricks not being able to fully change yet, and it worked for Danbury.
And Tobias Ojic, welcome back. Here's a guy at one point, he was thinking that maybe his season was over with his knee injury. He's out a couple months, or maybe just under a couple months, returns to the lineup tonight, and he scores the game-opening goal here, 5:14 into period number 2. And, Ojic has played 7 games this year as a rookie, just turned 21 years old. He now has 3 goals and 9 points, in his first 7 games. He's a guy that provides a lot of jump and a little aggression, too. He's nowhere near as big as his dad, Gino, who, of course, played in the NHL for more than a decade and was one of the toughest customers around. But he's a tough kid, and he's got some offensive touch to his game, and, boy, he showed it right there.
Hat tricks back to work inside their own zone. Turned over. McDonald in front. The shot sticked out of play. Atwell able to get in the way of it and clear it out to behind the net. 5:34 into play in the second. 1-0 hat tricks. And it was Tobias Ojic from Ruiz and Levesque. So Levesque getting on the board. His first game back at home.
And Ruiz getting on the board yet again still. He's scored a point in every game except one this season, getting the assist tonight.
His team leading 36th point of the season. The hat tricks right to left through center ice and into the Watertown zone. Looking for more. Behind is Brett Jackson working the puck to Steve Mealy, coming away with it. Out in front, Tom gets hit from behind. Now Jackson fires wide. It's out to Steve at the half wall. To Stefanson, claps one in, and the tip from Mealy is stopped by Cohen. 6 minutes into the second, 1-0 hat tricks. Anderson intercepts at center. Tom Mealy has the puck hop on him. He'll just play it deep behind the net all the way around to Jackson. Far side, dropping for Anderson, whose feed back to the point was intercepted. Mafus into the hat trick zone, off to McDonald, sticked into the corner as McDonald couldn't find it, and McClendon was able to make no mistake with that one. Deep into the Watertown zone, Jesso speeding in, is able to win the puck. Out to McDonald at the left circle, walks by one, fires off the shoulder of Cohen, gloved down by McDonald, and the Wolves clear down the ice. This should go for icing as long as it reaches, and it does. McDonald touches up with 13:10 to go in the second. 1-0 hat tricks lead, and right before that goal, it was Frankie McClendon with a big stop, once again keeping the hat tricks alive, and then they're able to go down and score.
Yeah, a short-handed opportunity as well. And, I thought the hat tricks were a little laissez-faire in coming back to help out their goalie. And McClendon had to come up with the big save, and he did exactly that. And he's done that all night. 14 saves so far on 14 shots.
Whistle at the hat tricks line. 6:57 into the second. And you're right, sometimes you need the goaltender to bail you out even when you are playing well. And it happened in the first period. Maybe a lapse on the power play, but McClendon able to erase it. And now the hat tricks lead 1-0 on the Tobias Ojic goal from Ruiz and Levesque. Now it's a defensive zone draw for Corey Anderson to the left of McClendon. DiCostanzo taking for Watertown. He'll win it back. King down low. Behind the net into the corner. Gaillon forces it back down low. Atwell scoops ahead. And Jesso's able to find it for the hat tricks. Body down by DiCostanzo. And Anderson will be able to find the puck and play it deep into the zone. Gaillon for Watertown at his own circle. Stopped by Jesso, who's still in on the forecheck. Hat tricks take the puck back along the half wall as Watertown retrieves it once more with LaBelle, who will skitter deep into the hat trick's end. Atwell in the corner near side to the right will take over behind his own net. Has a Wolves player on his back, and he'll leave it for Brown. Brown, long stretch pass just out of the reach of Ruiz. Cohen out of the net, hammers Ruiz in the corner, and it will be cleared out to center. McKechnie into the hat-trick zone. Stefanson seals him off, and the hat-tricks will outlet again, right to left. Ojic through center, across the line, flings, and it's gloved down by Cohen. 11:54 to go in the second, 1-0 hat tricks.
You don't see that too often, that a goalie comes out of his cage and ends up, delivering a hit, a clean hit into the boards. Johnny Ruiz was not expecting that. In fact, you usually try and avoid contact with the goalie, And in this case, the goalie instigated the hit, and it was a good one that Cohen put on Johnny Ruiz. Not so good for the hat-tricks is Gordy Bennell has just skated off the ice and gone to the dressing room. Keep an eye on that.
Johnny Ruiz also talking with the trainer on the bench after that collision down low with Cohen. So lots to keep our eyes on here for the hat-tricks as they take over in the neutral zone. It's chipped in right at Tom Mealy from Bryce French. So he was offside, and there will be a whistle. 11:36 to go in the second. 1-0 hat-tricks lead.
And it looks like Johnny's okay. The trainer was checking on him. See, maybe if he was cut, he was hit up high. He was kind of falling down when Cohen hit him into the boards. But Johnny's okay. He's talking on the bench with Tobias Ojic.
The Wolves win the draw. Jamea fires and scores. Out of nowhere, Jamea finds it inside the post, and with 11:30 to go in the second, it's a tie game, 1-1. Jamea with the goal, and that's going to be one I think Frankie McClendon will tell you he wants back. He left some room on that far side, and it was just inside the post for Jamea.
Yeah, and he had a clean look at it. There was, nobody, was in his line of vision there. The shot was from the circle. That is one that Frankie was going to want to have back. He's having a great night as one he's going to want to have back. Jamaev's 21st goal of the season.
So we'll start over here with 11:15 to go in the second. McDonald left to right through center into the hat-trick zone. By Steve Brown into the corner behind. McDonald will turn back up the far side. Working 1 against 2. The hat-tricks push the puck away from him into the near side boards where Tom Mealy can't control. Mafus at the point. Down low to McDonald. McDonald all the way across to King, who's down low activating as the defenseman, but couldn't control. Jamea back down in the corner, cycling with McDonald. McDonald all the way back to the top of the zone, who flings one on, and it's stopped in front. Hit a body. Jamea fires the rebound high and wide off a stick, and back out to the point. It's McDonald. McDonald chips one toward McClendon, who will cover up with 10:35 to go. And that's the type of goal that really deflates a team, and you can kind of feel it in the building right now that the hat-tricks feel like that goal was kind of stolen from them.
Yeah, absolutely. It certainly silenced the crowd. And, now if you're Danbury, you need something to swing the momentum back the other way. Get the crowd back into it, get your bench alive and everything. And it doesn't have to be a goal. That would be preferable. But a big hit or sustain some momentum in the offensive zone. That's what they need to do.
10.5 to play, and the hat-tricks in their own zone. Chip it. It goes out of play off a body. Must have hit something on the bench over for Watertown with 10:25 to play. 1-1 here in the second.
So the goal at 8:30 was Jamea, his 21st of the season from McDonald. Seen that a few times this season for Watertown. So McDonald now ups his league lead to 49 points on the season. And how about Jamea? 24 games this season. He's got a point in each game.
He's been great, and there was a stretch where McDonald was injured. Gaillon through the slot all the way back out to the point to Fu, and Jamea was still able to produce with McDonald out of the lineup. The hat-tricks have the puck in the neutral zone. Right to left through center ice. It's Kuznetsov's shot in on Cohen, stopped in the air in the slot. Hat-tricks can't find it, but forced it right back. Anderson, high slot, flings one. Glove down by Cohen, bouncing in front. He'll cover up with 9:49 to play in the second. 1-1 the score here in Danbury. Fairfield County Bank is the official bank of your Danbury Hat-Tricks.
It's where the Hat Tricks Bank and the tellers wear the Danbury hat. Fairfield County Bank is the hometown bank of the Danbury Hat Tricks and proud to support their home team. And also, you know what, I could use one of these right now. Coca-Cola is the official beverage of your Danbury Hat Tricks. Our Coke will make you smile.
I'm already smiling, but a Coke would be nice.
You are a very happy guy.
In the corner, it's Watertown. I'm happier when the Hat Tricks are winning. Left to right, it's the Wolves through center ice and into the corner. And Tafu plays it back behind, back to the point. King takes over for Watertown. Tafu along the near half wall, stopped by Ruiz, and he'll scoop it across, looking for Levesque. And he can't find it. Gaillon into the hat trick zone. Gaillon and got through one, but lost control, and McClendon sticked it away. In the corner, Atwell trying to spring forward. Levesque turns it over at the point to LaBelle. LaBelle back down low. Gaillon trying from a hard angle, hard on goal, and it was stopped by McClendon. The arm goes up. It's going to be a penalty against the Hat Tricks, looking like a high stick against Danbury. So LaBelle will take over, playing it down low behind. The Hat Tricks touch up, and it was DiCostanzo, I believe, who went off holding his face. And it will be
I think he got clipped by Ruiz. Sorry to cut you off. I think Ruiz is the one that got him, but it looks like Atwell's going to the box. They both converged on the Watertown player, and a couple sticks got up, including the one of the Watertown player. So it's hard to tell who clipped him. Atwell is telling the official, well, it wasn't me. How am I going to the box? It's the captain across the way. But Ruiz escapes the penalty box. Atwell is in, and that will be a 2-minute minor.
It's the second power play for Watertown, 0 for 1 tonight, but the league-leading power play coming into the night. A cross-ice feed to Jemayeff at the right circle. He'll control, dropping it for McDonald. 15 seconds into the power play. It's 1-1, 8.5 to go in the second. All the way across, left point, Tafu. Tafu back to the point, Mafus winds, claps one wide. It's off a body, and it's taken right back over by Tafu. Left point, circling all the way back down to the slot. Gaillon in his skates, couldn't control it. McDonald trying to clear for the Hat Tricks, and does, to center ice. 8:15 to go in the second, 1:20 on the power play for Watertown. Converting at 25.4% coming into the game. McDonald deep into the hat trick zone. Ojic trying to clear, cannot. Stefanson in the corner, has the puck caught in his skates, can't clear again. Jemayeff has the puck for Watertown along the half wall, halfway through the power play. Down low to McDonald. McDonald slowly surveying, inching his way back to the point. Mafus at the point to McDonald at the right circle, swatted out of the air by Stefanson and cleared down the ice. 45 seconds to go on the power play for Watertown. High sticking against Aaron Atwell. Tafu in his own zone. 40 seconds left on the man advantage. DiCostanzo left to right across the Hat Tricks line. Jetting across, will feed it all the way to the left circle. McKechnie back to the point. Tafu. Tafu, center point, fires, tipped just wide by McKechnie. Mafus finds the puck along the dasher. Right side of the zone, back to the center point. Tafu fires, blocked by a sliding Bonnell, who is able to push it out to center. Now the Hat Tricks chasing in after it. Ruiz went one-on-one against Cohen again, and Ruiz will go by him this time. He has the puck back out to Gesso. It was tipped away at the last second with 3 seconds left on the power play, and now Atwell out of the box. 6:50 to go in the second, 1-1. Both teams 0 for 2 on the power play tonight. Down low into the Hat Trick zone. Chimelka stuffs one wide, and the Hat Tricks will try to scoop it ahead to Kuznetsov. He can't flag it down. King will take over in his own zone. Stretch pass to Chimelka up the left wing. Left to right into the Hat Trick zone. Into the circle on the left side. Stefanson seals him up against the board. Chimelka still has the puck to DiCostanzo at the circle. Flings one, stopped by McClendon. Now a player goes down, the arm goes up, and the Hat Tricks will go right back to the power play. A tripping call against Stefanson. And right after the kill, which the Hat Tricks really limited Watertown's chances, they'll go right back to it with 6:21 left in the second, and it's 1-1.
Oh, you've called Stefanson's name quite a bit tonight. He's making his Hat Tricks debut. 29-year-old from Winnipeg, Manitoba, guy that's played in Europe before and making his Federal League and hat tricks debut. Big guy, 6'4", big reach. But right there, that was an obvious penalty right in front of goalie Frankie McClendon.
Played in Slovakia and Lithuania the last couple years, but back here in North America, his first game at the FPHL level. The Hat-Tricks win the draw. Tripping the call on Stefansson. Mafus at the center point to Gaillon. Gaillon down low. McDonald right back on the power play. This dangerous power play unit. Mafus to the right circle again. McDonald cross ice feed to Tafu. Tafu fires high and wide of the cage. Bounces back out to McDonald. Bounds one in, and it's off a body bouncing to the far wall. Tafu controls there. 30 seconds into the power play. 5:50 left in a 1-1 second period. McDonald along the near boards. Has the puck through traffic. Will get it right back from Mafus. McDonald down low. Jemayeff back in front. McDonald in the slot. And the shot stopped by McClendon. Wasn't a strong one for McDonald, but still found its way to the net. McDonald has the puck back in the corner. Leaves it for Gaillon. Gaillon out in front. One-timer. Jemayeff scores. It was only a matter of time for this league-leading power play to strike. And in their third chance, the Wolves capitalize. It's 2-1 Watertown with 5:27 left in the second.
I saw that one coming because I saw Jemayeff, who is about 10 feet inside the blue line. And when the puck went behind the goal line, he just took off on a sprint right down the middle, right through the slot. And it was just a perfect pass right on his tape, and he just zipped it right by Frankie McClendon. It's a nice set play there by Watertown. Big finish by Jemayeff, his second of the game, 22nd of the season.
Well, Watertown right back into the hat-trick zone, back at even strength. The Hat-Tricks will have to play from behind for the first time in this game. In their own zone, it's McDonald for the Hat-Tricks, high off the glass and out to center. Gesso chasing after it. It's King who plays to LaBelle, and he'll spin it up the ice. McKechnie in the hat-trick zone, twirling by, and will just let one in on goal. 4:54 to go as McClendon covers up. 2-1 Wolves. 2-1 Wolves, and we will step aside here from Danbury.
Well, Josh, for a comfortable stay with great amenities, the only choice is the La Quinta by Wyndham in Danbury. As for the Hat-Tricks friends and family rate, you can't beat it. La Quinta.
I've stayed there. Great, great hospitality. Just
You mean they don't just treat you that way because you're Josh the Star?
No, they do that for everyone.
Not to mention
like
just Josh Star, Josh the Star?
The Star.
The
yes.
Star?
The Star. And player upended, and now
oh boy,
looks like the Hat-Tricks are going to go right back to the penalty kill. A tripping call against Steve Brown. 4:50 to go in the second period, and this is the way that this Watertown team can kill you. And it's another power play. They're fourth now of the game. They're capitalized on the third one, and they already lead 2-1.
Yeah, you can't keep sending them to the man advantage. You gave the numbers before, leading the league at a little bit better than 25%. And Danbury has struggled on the penalty kill this season. They're next to last in the league on the kill at 78.1%.
They're back at it here, and the Watertown wins the draw. Tip in front, backhand in front. Gaillon scores. Just like that, it takes 8 seconds. They won the draw at the point. Mafus played it down low. The rebound right to Gaillon, and he had an empty net to shoot at. It's 3-1 Watertown. 4:42 left in the second, and 2 power play goals in the last couple of minutes for the Wolves. And it's a 2-goal lead for Watertown.
Yeah, and almost identical penalties, too. Stefansson and Brown both taking penalties right in front of their own net. Obvious penalties, easy calls for the officials. They're really going to have to tighten it up, now, as far as discipline is concerned, and they're going to have to try and regain some momentum offensively.
Right to left, the Hat-Tricks try to do just that. Tom Mealy in toward goal, and he ran in front of Cohen.
And he's heading to the box now, too.
And try to bring someone else with him. Cohen got hit hard, went down right away, and sometimes that's more of a shock than actually being injured, but we'll see if he's all right. The trainer's out to speak with him. 4:29 to go in the second, a 2-goal Wolves lead, and now it's going to be a third power play for Watertown in the last 5 or so minutes, and it's going to be a tough stretch here for the Hat-Tricks. This is a must-kill right now with 4:29 left.
You would think because it's 3 penalties in a row that it would be, 5-6 minutes or whatever. It's actually 3 penalties in under 2 minutes that they have taken because Watertown scored so quickly on their power play opportunities. And now we see, now the bad blood is building too. Cohen, we saw him give a big hit on the Danbury captain, Ruiz. Danbury didn't like that. And now Tom Mealy runs over Cohen, and the puck going across the crease there. So now Watertown's not happy. So this is the type of thing you got to keep your eye on. It's escalating here, the hostilities.
Will be a face-off in the Hat-Trick zone as Watertown kicks off the power play, cleared out off the glass and into the Watertown bench, deflecting off the glass, 4 seconds into the penalty kill. 4:25 to go in the second, 3-1 Wolves lead. Take a moment real quick to send well wishes to Chris Bonanno at home. Non-COVID related illness on the injured list tonight, so unable to be with us. But Chris, hope you're feeling better out there at home.
Absolutely, and glad to hear it's non-COVID illness.
Non-COVID illness, yes. Gotta make that clear these days. Here's in front, McClendon unable to cover up at first, and it is finally blown dead with McClendon able to keep that puck between his legs as he fell backwards. 21 seconds in to the penalty, 4:08 in the second. Watertown up 2, and McClendon seemed like he had it covered and then fell backward.
Yeah, it was tapped back to him by Atwell, who played it back to, his goaltender, and McClendon then kind of lost his edge and went down, and the puck was loose, and Jemayev was among several Wolves in the mix, trying to, tuck it under him.
Hat-Trick's able to force the puck out to center and into the Watertown zone. 30 seconds into the penalty. Gaillon off to the left wing, Tafu into the Hat-Trick's end. Under 4 to play in the second. Mafus, right circle, back to the point. McDonald flings one off of Bennell, who finds it and clears down. Cohen, A-OK in the Watertown net, will leave it for McDonald up the left wing to Tafu, who turns it over to Ojic. Ojic, right to left into the Watertown end. Ojic, short-handed, fires a rising shot off of the glove of Cohen, who bobbles and covers up in front. 57 seconds left on the power play for Watertown, 3:27 in the period. That glove for Cohen isn't too reliable tonight. He's bobbled a lot of pucks.
Yeah, he has. And, it's interesting. Watertown has not allowed a shorthanded goal this season, and Danbury's had a couple really good shorthanded opportunities here, including that one, a good rising shot by Tobias Ojic.
Another shot in on
goals. Another good opportunity there, a good deflection in front by Steve Mealy.
Hat-Tricks threatening shorthanded, and now it's Watertown on the dangerous power play, left to right into the Hat-Trick zone. Across into the half wall, McDonald stopped by 2 Hat-Tricks, but forces the puck to Jemayev. Behind the net, circling back to the far side to Mafus, who has it hop over his stick. Fans serenading Mafus every time he touches the puck here tonight. From his days in Elmira a couple years ago, these fans not a huge fan of Ahmed Mafus.
No. He got booed lustily during pregame introductions.
Here's Gaillon through center. 10 seconds left on the penalty. Gaillon at the right circle. Hat-trick zone behind the net. Stopped by Atwell and into the corner. Gaillon comes away with it in the corner. Tom Mealy out of the box. Shot in on goal. Rebound try wide. McClendon may have gotten a piece. Behind the net, McDonald to Tifu. The shot shrugged away by McClendon into the corner. Hat-tricks kill the penalty. 3-1 Wolves. 2:15 to play in the second. Gaillon down low. Hat-trick still in their own zone, but McClendon able to cover the pass in front from Mafus. And with 2:11 to play in the second, the Hat-tricks survive another power play for Watertown and still trail by 2.
I mean, that's got to be it. I mean, I'm sure Coach McIsaac's going to peel the paint off the walls in the locker room when he delivers his between periods message to them. Got to be much more disciplined now against this Watertown team, trailing by 2.
Shot from the point. King fires in, but gloved down low by McClendon. 2:07 to play in the second. Quick shot there off the faceoff. Hat-tricks win the draw behind the net. French powers forward. It takes a hop off the corner, but Jesso corrals it at center. Backhands across, looking for Anderson, stopped at the line. Chamelka back the other way, 2-on-2 for Watertown. Day across the line, feeding for McKechnie, off of behind his stick and into the corner. Hat-tricks turn it back as a player gets upended. This time it's going to be against Watertown as Jesso got tripped up from behind, and now the Hat-tricks will start some extracurriculars here. Don't want to take an extra penalty, and the Hat-tricks will peel off toward the bench as McKechnie heads to the box. It'll be roughing, actually, is the call on McKechnie. So with 1:44 left in the second, Hat-tricks head to the Ferrer Electric power play, down 2, a chance to make it a 1-goal game here.
Yeah, Josh, you can't underestimate how big this power play is. You score a goal here, then it's a 1-goal game, and you now have built up some momentum heading into that third period. A kill here by Watertown obviously keeps it a 2-goal deficit, but it also keeps the momentum on their side where they've just scored 3 goals in a row. So it's a huge one here. And yeah, you got the 5 forwards are out there right now as Coach McIsaac plays it aggressively again.
Ruiz wins the draw, back to the point. Levesque half wall, down to Ruiz, who tries to power forward in front. It goes all the way across to Tom Mealy. At the right point, switching with his brother Steve, right circle. Steve all the way across Ruiz, and Coachman got his stick in the way, and it's tipped out to center. 15 seconds into the power play, 1:25 left in the second. Hat-tricks down 2. Steve Mealy into the zone, drops it for Levesque, turns it over. Mafus pushes out, and McClendon will have to come out of the net to play it back forward to Levesque. Levesque at the red line, down to Mealy into the zone. Ruiz fires off a body, bounces to the half wall. Steve Mealy left point. 1 minute left in the period. It's Bennell down low. Ruiz all the way across, and Tom Mealy had to settle a bouncer. Back to the point, Steve Mealy. Across to Ruiz, left circle, pass behind him, so has to settle it down. His pass down low to Levesque. Too hard to handle, and it's into the corner. Bennell comes away with it. 45 seconds to go in the period. Mealy at the far point, down to Ruiz. Now Steve Mealy left point. Looking for a lane, fires, tipped in front. Bennell high and wide, and swatted to center from Watertown. 45 seconds in the power play and 30 in the period. Hat-tricks down by 2. Anderson loses control as he gets in the zone, but able to take it back, and Watertown finds it and clears. 20 seconds left in the second. McClendon in the corner in his own zone, starting the breakout to Atwell, who pushes forward to Anderson. Last chance for the Hat-tricks, 10 seconds in the period. It's scooped in, and Cohen will glove it down to himself and clear all the way down. With 2 seconds left in the period, Kuznetsov will take it behind his own net, and the horn will sound. The Hat-tricks will have 15 seconds to start the third on a power play, but It is the Watertown power play that makes the difference in the second period. 2 goals on the man advantage, and it's a 2-goal lead for Watertown as we head to the final 20.
Yeah, and listen, the hat tricks knew going into this one, you don't put that team on the power play. You try and avoid it as best you can. But here, 3 penalties in under a 2-minute stretch. And right now, that's the difference in the game. 3-1 as the hat tricks will try and pull it back together here and come out for the final 20 minutes.
It's been 10 straight wins for Watertown. The hat tricks trying to end that streak here tonight, but will have to come from behind as the third period starts. It's 3-1 Wolves after 40. We'll be back with the third period after this from Danbury. 20 minutes to play here from Danbury. Josh Starr with Jim Cerny. The Hat-Tricks down by 2 after 40 minutes. They'll have 15 seconds of a power play to start the third, but it's going to be an uphill climb in the final 20 minutes.
Yeah, Josh, I really liked how Danbury came out in the second period, and for the first half of that period, I thought they were playing really, really good hockey and controlling this game. But then McClendon, kind of whiffs on that shot by Jemayev, and now it's a 1-1 game, and then the parade to the penalty box. You allow 2 power play goals, and the whole complexion of the period just changed in the second half. So they're going to have to regain momentum here, hopefully with an early goal to get back within 1 here. And it's not an easy thing to do because this Watertown team obviously has just clamped down and won games left and right this season. As you pointed out earlier, 19-3 on the season, 8-2-0 on the road are the Watertown Wolves.
So the Hat-Tricks will go left to right in the final frame, and we are underway here in the third. Just 10 seconds left on the power play now. Bunnell into the zone. The shot, Cohen stops it, and it's parried away as the Hat-Tricks will have to retreat. Out of the box is McKechnie, and Watertown gets the kill. Bunnell in the neutral zone, can't control. It's taken by Watertown back into the hat-trick zone. Out in front, Jemayev looking for his third. It was stopped at the last second. It looked like Atwell got his stick back in there and interrupted. Levesque into the Watertown zone. It is into the corner where he is unable to keep control. Anderson can't get the puck on the forecheck, and Jemayev will push forward to center. McDonald for the Hat-Tricks, can't clear. Taken by McDonald for Watertown at the left circle. He's stripped by Kuznetsov, and Jesso races the other way. Racing across the line, down low, crashes into Cohen. The puck goes sliding into the corner, and no call out of all of it. Jemayev back into the Hat-Tricks end, swatted away by Kuznetsov. Mafous finds it, plays it toward the slot. It was caught to the side by McClendon. Now a big hit against Jesso. His helmet comes off as Anderson carries in. He looks to be in some discomfort as he heads to the bench. Jesso as a whistle blows in the Watertown zone. 18:38 to play in regulation. 3-1 Watertown.
Well, so, you said there was no penalty called there. I didn't think that there should have been a penalty on Jesso because really the goaltender came out and initiated that contact. Where I thought the penalty should have been was when Jesso skitters down into the corner and is facing the boards, Coachman's just cross-checking him in the back. And Jesso's down on the ice, and Coachman's just bending over, cross-checking him a couple times. And I really thought that, the Hat-Tricks were going to get a power play out of that. And the official was literally standing right there and just said play on. And Jesso gets frustrated, comes back in the play, tries to throw a big hit, and unfortunately took the worst of it, and now he's kind of pulling himself together on the bench.
He looks fine on the Hat-Tricks bench as Tom Mealy tips one in. It's covered by Cohen. A minute and a half into the third. A 2-goal lead for Watertown, and I think Jesso was fine from that. He just maybe a little bit, his bell rung just a tad, but
he was angry though because he really thought that there should have been a penalty. Maybe the official thought it should have been goalie interference against him.
And Ojic scores. It was tipped in. Brown from the point, and Ojic is able to find the rebound. And his first try stopped. The second try got it by Cohen. And just a minute 38 into the third, the Hat-Tricks are within 1. Ojic's second of the night and his 4th of the year.
Well, that's what they were looking for, what we were talking about, try and get a goal early in the period. And Ojic does a good job going to the net to get to that puck and put it past Cohen. Exactly what they needed to have happen. An early goal here in the third and out trail by 1.
The Hat-Tricks within 1 and have some life. Ruiz speeding across through center. Off to Bunnell, and he'll go in offside at the line. Couldn't quite get control of it before he skated into the zone. 1:51 into the third. The Hat-Tricks have an early goal and are right back within 1.
And, we shouldn't be surprised because that's how these games have all been between these two teams this season. They've been all pretty much all one-goal games. I think 5 of the 6 or 4 of the 5 so far have been one-goal games.
2 of them in overtime in Watertown. The Hat-Tricks able to win 2 games here in regulation. Into the Danbury zone behind the net. Day out in front, and they score. McKechnie gets it right back. Somehow off balance in front. He chipped it over McClendon and roofed it into the back of the net. It's McKechnie who extends the lead right back to 2, and Watertown has some comfort once again, just 2:13 into the third.
Wow, less than a minute after the huge goal and the one that Danbury needed. 35 seconds later, McKechnie is 13th of the season, and the deficit is again 2 for the Hat-Tricks.
In the neutral zone, Danbury, a puck bouncing into its own zone. McKechnie out in front. Chamelka had his stick tied up by Kuznetsov. Jesso into the zone, left to right, through in the low slot. The rebound try comes away. Kuznetsov in front, scores! Dmitry Kuznetsov with the turnaround shot, and the Hat-Tricks are right back within 1.
That is the 20th goal this season for Dmitry Kuznetsov, and he's had some big ones, but that really was a huge goal there because, you score, you get back within 1, 35 seconds later, you give one back, and then it's a 2-goal deficit. Next shift, Kuznetsov scores, and as he skated back, he went by the bench, shook everybody's hand or high five, and then he pointed at Frankie McClendon. Pumped his fist to Frankie McClendon. That's what team is about. That's what being a good teammate is about, and it's also being a clutch teammate right there. Huge goal by Kuznetsov.
And the Hat-Tricks respond 24 seconds later, and that's a great bounce back for Danbury. Here's McDonald in the Hat-Trick zone, the shot in front, and the tip try from Mafus hits McClendon right in the side of the head. His stick, it was inadvertent, but he basically speared the side of McClendon's head, and he's going to get a penalty for it. So 24 seconds after the Watertown goal lead gets to 2, the Hat-Tricks score, and right after that, Mafus takes a penalty. McClendon up and okay in the Hat-Tricks net, and now Danbury just 2:55 into the third with a chance to tie the game here late on the power play.
I mean, what isn't going to happen in the first few minutes of this third period?
The Ferrer Electric power play tonight has not been able to convert, but the Hat-Tricks need one here to tie the game. 3 minutes into the third. McClendon behind his net leaves it for Steve Mealy, rushing up the ice, cutting to the left wing and across the Watertown line at the circle. Fans on the pass back now will sauce it back to his brother Tom. Tom dropping it for Steve, left point, walking the line across right point. Ruiz down low off of Tom Mealy's skate and into the corner. Chamelka will clear. 16.5 to play in regulation. 4-3 Watertown. Hat-Tricks on the power play, left to right with 1:20 left on the man advantage. Mealy into the zone, dropping for Jesso. Jesso all the way across to Anderson. Anderson high slot, fires, glove down by Cohen, and he'll cover up. Again, that glove leaky, but he's able to cover it right in front. 1:09 on the power play for Danbury. Just about 4 minutes in, and a 1-goal lead for Watertown.
3 goals in a minute, bro, less than a minute. 3 goals in 59 seconds, the last of which made it 4-3. Kuznetsov is 20th, Jesso with the lone assist.
Jesso has the puck across to Kuznetsov, who got the big goal for Danbury. Atwell shot from the point off DiCostanzo, who blocks it, and now he'll carry to center. Right to left, DiCostanzo across the Hat-Tricks line, sealed into the boards by Atwell, and Kuznetsov will control along the half wall. It's poked away, and Jesso will just drop it back into his own zone. 4:10 into the third, 40 seconds left on the Hat-Tricks power play. A 1-goal lead for Watertown. Kuznetsov streaking across center, into the zone, lost control, and the Hat-Tricks converging but can't control the puck. It's back out to center. Half a minute to go on the power play for Danbury. 4-3. Watertown leads. Gesso across the line, working his way in through traffic, and McKechnie finds it and shovels down. 15 seconds left on the man advantage for the Hat-Tricks. 15-15 in the third. Johnny McDonald behind his own cage. Starting the rush left to right, off to Gesso on the left wing. Out of the box, Mafus. And the Hat-Tricks are unable to convert on the power play. Swatting at it is Stefanson. He gets it to the blue line, not out. McKechnie backhand off the post with the shot. Chamelka rebound, and the third try stopped by McClendon, and the whistle blows. McKechnie had two. Chamelka on the backhand hit the post, and 5:09 into the third period. We'll step aside. 4-3 Watertown after the first few minutes of this third period. An eventful first few minutes. We'll be right back.
Well, Colin Chamelka just clanked one off the post, Josh. You know what that means. It's free coffee for all fans in attendance tonight. Stop by City Center Cafe on West Street in downtown Danbury for a cup of coffee at their full coffee bar, or for all your breakfast and lunch favorites. There's no better place for your morning or afternoon pit stop than City Center Cafe.
Hat-Tricks in their own zone. Watertown wins the draw, pushes deep into the corner. Jemayev looking to avoid the hit, and does from McDonald. Jemayev back out in front, stopped by the Hat-Tricks. Levesque scoops it to the line, but not out. McDonald in for Watertown behind the net, sealed off by Stefanson. McDonald behind, backhand in front. McClendon makes the first stop. It's bouncing in the slot, and Levesque carries away. Left to right, Levesque into the zone all alone, cutting by, fires, and it's just high and wide. A knuckling shot, unable to control, and it looked like he broke his stick on that shot. That might be why it was off aim. 14-10 to go in the third. Hat-Tricks in their own zone will carry out to center. Tom Mealy gets stopped along the left wing. Gaillon up to Tafu. Tafu all the way across. McDonald streaking. Ojic able to stop that and poke it to the corner. On the back check, Ojic making a big play to keep this a one-goal game. 6 minutes played in the third. Gaillon all the way across, through to the far circle. Tafu back to the point, hopped over Coachman's stick. It goes out to center, and that will be a whistle. 6:15 played in the third, and what a great back check from Tobias Ojic there.
Yeah, he has really done it all. He's got the 2 goals in his return to the lineup tonight from injury, and, you know, he's made a couple good defensive plays as well, and that was, you know, really that's just all about hustle, getting back into the play, and that's what he did there, getting his stick in the way. Otherwise, McDonald was wide open, flying down left wing.
Hat-Tricks win the draw, can't control. It's back into their own zone. Ojic out on the ice still here. Steve Brown controls in his own zone. Atwell hard off the end glass. It hits the linesman, and Watertown takes it right back into Fu. Right circle, shot off a body, bounces wide, and comes to the corner. Crunched along the boards is DiCostanzo from Ojic, who has the puck lost in his skates, can't find it, and is somehow able to get it to center ice. Hat-Tricks left to right through center. Tom Mealy across into the slot. Steve couldn't handle it. It's sticked away by Cohen. Steve in the corner lost control. Tafu out to center. Right to left, Tafu. A lot of professional experience for Tafu, playing his first game for Watertown tonight. Tom Mealy, another one with experience, plays one in on goal. It's sticked away and bounces out to the neutral zone. 12:45 to go in regulation. Anderson on the take from McDonald. Anderson fires. It's high and wide. Gesso at the point is able to keep it in. He'll glove it down to himself. He'll backhand. It's stopped by McKechnie, and LaBelle will take over. 12 and a half to play. Outstretched pass for McKechnie is able to get into the hat-trick zone. He'll chip it off the glass, and it trickles in behind the net. It's Bryce French there for the hat-tricks, who will play it across to Dmitry Kuznetsov. Up the boards, and a fluttering puck will be taken by King. Knuckles a pass through center. It's taken by Day, and the hat-tricks intercept right back. French fires deep into the Watertown zone, under 12 to play in regulation. Watertown lead 4-3 on a eventful start to this period. 3 goals early on in the period as the hat-tricks intercept at center. Jesso up the left wing. Danbury trailing by 1 into the Watertown zone. Kuznetsov playing behind the net. It's stopped by McDonald. Taken by Steve Brown at the point. Winds and claps. Big shot, but it got tipped away and out of play behind the net. 11.5 to play. 1-goal lead for Watertown.
Dr. Matt Hartsburg is an official member of the Danbury Hat-Tricks medical team. Hartsburg Chiropractic is cutting-edge chiropractic care right here in your backyard.
Been a lot of collisions tonight, so
yeah,
hat-tricks might need Dr. Matt after this game. Here's Watertown after the face-off in the Wolves zone. Mafuz carrying to center into the hat-trick zone. Swing wide to the left inside the Danbury zone. Near side now behind the net. It's Ruiz who pushes the puck free to Atwell. Coming up the right wing. Levesque fell down on the right wing, so it's the pass to Ruiz. Off to Bennell, left side. Tip in front and stopped by the left leg of Cohen. Ruiz had the tip try, and it was there, but unable to get it by Cohen. Watertown in the neutral zone. 11 to play in the third. Chip in, hits the referee's leg, and will trickle back behind the hat-tricks net. Stefanson carrying through center, stopped by Yellowknee at the line, and Yellowknee will play right back in toward McClendon. Sticked high off the glass in the corner. Jackson back for McDonald, who will play out to center. Steve Mealy circling back for it at his own blue line. Drops back for Stefanson. McDonald now, his outlet is intercepted by Slaketka. Ahead for McKechnie. Into the hat-trick's end, left circle, high rising shot off the glass and out to center. Hops over Tom Mealy's stick and is forced back toward the hat-trick zone by Coachman. Back in the neutral zone, Coachman has his pass tipped away. Steve Mealy off to the right wing, Tom into the Watertown zone. Tom cuts by 1 at the right point. Slowly passes across to Atwell. Atwell at the bottom of the circle, centering pass. Jackson had his stick tied up, and Chamelka comes away with it. 10 minutes to play in regulation. Hat-tricks down 1. Steve Brown retreats in his own zone to grab the puck. Kuznetsov all the way up the left wing, looking for Anderson. It was tipped away, and Jesso will cycle back for it. Hat-tricks controlling possession for large parts of this third period so far. Looking for the tying goal. Jesso into the zone at the right circle. Jesso cutting down low. Centering feed is tipped away, and Anderson couldn't find it. French back for the hat-tricks, plays it to Brown, who will go ahead for Anderson, and he'll tip in to the Watertown zone. 9:15 to play in the third. 4-3, Watertown leads. Turnover in front, Kuznetsov, turnaround try, wide of the net into the corner. Had more time than he thought. Now the stretch pass for Mafuz. In, stopped by French. Now the rebound try, and McDonald is stopped by McClendon once again. 9 minutes to play in the third. 1-goal lead for Watertown. 4-3, the Wolves lead. McDonald, right to left, hard off the glass into the hat-trick zone. In the far corner, Coachman at the point, able to spin it back down low into the corner near side where Ruiz takes over and carries with speed through center ice. Ruiz jetting across the line, now tied up into the corner, sealed into the boards, and Watertown will chip to center. Gaillon carrying across, now Tifu into the zone to Fu, across, back in front to Fu, and it's knocked away by French. In the corner, Bennell finds it for the hat-tricks, looking to get French involved to try and clear the zone. It's pinned up against the boards. Watertown comes away with it to Fu at the point, chips it back down low, stopped by French. He'll skate it to center himself. Cross ice feed to Levesque at the red line, will chip in, and the hat-tricks complete a change. 8 minutes to play in the third. 4-3 Watertown. Slaketka in his own zone behind the net will hold off and now drop it for LaBelle. Slaketka goes off for a change. Day cycling back into his own zone, dropping for King. King at the circle in his own end, looking for the stretch feed. It's out of the reach of McKechnie, and that goes for icing against Watertown. 7:44 to go in the third. 4-3 Watertown, and we'll step aside, and we'll be right back with the conclusion of the third.
Well, Litchfield Distillery is the spirit of hard work. The Batchers of Litchfield Distillery, in honor of the early farmers of Northwest Connecticut, present to you the locally made Litchfield Distillery bourbon, vodka, and gin. Grab it at the rabbit hole and hoist the barrel with the Hat Tricks. And Hat Tricks want to hoist that barrel in victory tonight. Got their work cut out for them. Down a goal, 7:44 remaining here in the third period. But they've had some pretty impressive late-game comebacks this season. And, of course, they look no further than their most recent game, January 2nd down in Carolina. Johnny Ruiz tied it with 20 seconds to go, and they won it in overtime.
That was not just a tie with 20 seconds left, but they had to come from behind for multiple goals in that game as well. And were able to do so. Ojic taking the draw will win it back to Atwell at the point. Centering feed, Tom Mealy in front, couldn't control. 7.5 to play in the third. 4-3 Watertown. Hat-tricks threatening offensively, though. Just can't seem to solve Luke Cohen in the last few minutes. Day into the hat-trick zone, looking to center for Chamelka. It was stopped, and Ojic will carry to center. Ojic stopped at center. McKechnie scooping forward. Brown fans on the clear, and Day has it in the hat-trick zone. Hard angle shot in on goal. Stopped by McClendon, and now the hat-tricks clear to center. LaBelle feeds it all the way across to Day, who swats in and will go off for a change. Hat-tricks behind their own net. 7 minutes to play. Long stretch feed up the left wing. Tom Mealy will just chip in and go off for a change for the Hat-tricks. A 1-goal lead for Watertown. Slaketka carries through center, feeds to the left wing, but no one was there. It's into his own zone. Stefanson off to McDonald up the far boards. The cross-ice feed now. McDonald fires, shot. It's stopped by McClendon up high. Anderson can't clear for the Hat-tricks. McDonald has it right back. High slot. Working on his backhand to the far circle. Back to the point. Will shovel down low. Behind is Jemayev, who's sealed off by the Hat-tricks Johnny McDonald. And Stefanson will clear up the far boards. Jesso controls. And it will go cross-ice over Kuznetsov's stick. But he finds the puck in center. Across the Watertown line. Will backhand hard off the boards in the far corner all the way to the near side. It's Anderson chasing after it. Can't control. It's out to center. Jemayev takes a swat at Kuznetsov. They will call the slash on Jemayev, and the Hat-tricks will get a power play. Delayed call against Watertown. Circling back in his own zone is Jesso. Jesso looking to start a breakout with speed. Through center ice, Jesso across the line and fires a shot tipped off. And the swat attempt out of the air from Ruiz is unable to connect. Watertown touches up. 5:42 to play in the third. The Hat-tricks will go to the power play. Jemayev for slashing, and it will be a Ferrer Electric power play once again for the Hat-tricks to try and tie this game up.
Yeah, not a smart penalty right there. I mean, he basically took a baseball swing and, knocked the stick out of the Hat-tricks player's hands. An obvious call, not a smart penalty. Huge moment in this game with 5:42 to play.
Ruiz takes the draw, gets tied up, but is able to force it back to the point. Steve Mealy back to the circle. Ruiz into the corner, filtering it through. He intercepts the clear. Ruiz out in front, and it was Tom Mealy at the doorstep, but couldn't connect on the pass. Back out to center. Steve Mealy circling back at his own line, cross ice to the far wing. Tom Mealy has it into the zone. 30 seconds into the power play, 5:15 left in regulation. Ruiz back to the point, Tom Mealy. Across to Steve, switching places, center point Steve. Cuts back to Tom at the right circle. Steve, center point to Ruiz out in front, touch pass for Bunnell, and it was stopped before he could get the shot off and cleared down the ice. Under 5 to play in the third period, 1:12 on the Hat-Tricks power play. Jemayev off for slashing late in the third. Hat-Tricks trying to tie the game up. Steve Mealy deliberately working his way out of his own zone. Cross ice feeds to Kuznetsov at the red line, who will dump it in, and it will go out of play over the netting. 4:36 to play in the third, 4-3 Watertown with 54 seconds left on the power play for the Hat-Tricks.
Coachman made another really good defensive play in front of his goaltender. He's had a very, very strong game. The veteran defenseman, big guy, long reach, and he used that long reach there to poke a puck away right in front of his own goalie just a few minutes ago, or few seconds ago.
Anderson to the point. Atwell across to Kuznetsov, left circle. 39 seconds on the power play. Kuznetsov's shot blocked. Atwell at the center point. Across to Anderson, right circle. Hopped over his stick and is forced to center by McKechnie. 30 seconds left on the power play for the Hat-Tricks. 4:08 in the third. A 1-goal lead for Watertown. Danbury looking to tie this up on the power play. Atwell goes down. Kuznetsov will take over. Cycling back, and now we'll get the legs moving through center ice across the blue line to Steve Brown, right circle, flings one through the goal mouth. It's back to the point, far side. Jesso across to McDonald. 4 seconds left on the power play. McDonald's shot through traffic, but Cohen saw it all the way into his glove. 2 seconds left on the power play for the Hat-Tricks. 3:44 left in regulation. A 4-3 Watertown lead, and we'll step aside here from Danbury. Hat-Tricks will have an offensive zone draw with 2 seconds left on the power play. Ruiz wins it back. Levesque at the point, and his shot in front. Bunnell tipped in front. Ruiz trying to turn and fire, cannot. Levesque has it at the goal line on the far side. His feet in front, fanned on, and it will be McDonald who clears to center. 3.5 to go in regulation. The penalty over. Hat-Tricks can't convert, and McClendon covers up with 3:26 to play in the third. It's a 1-goal Wolves lead, and the Hat-Tricks missed a huge chance there on the power play.
Yeah, they've had a rough go of it on the power play tonight. Now 0 for 5 on the man advantage. Compare that with Watertown, who's 2 for 5, and there you go. Really the difference in the game.
4 power play goals for the Hat-Tricks the last time they played Watertown over in the end of December on the road trip. Back out in front, Jemayev walking in. The backhand stopped by McClendon. Hat-Tricks are able to clear, but unable to control it at center. 3:05 to go in the third. A 1-goal lead. It's 4-3 Watertown, and they control the puck as McDonald chips it into the Hat-Tricks zone. French hard up the far boards. Tom Mealy takes over. Chips it ahead for Steve Mealy across the line. Jetting down low to Ojic, and the shot is blocked and tipped out of play with 2:45 to go. 1-goal lead again for Watertown, and the Hat-Tricks threatening but can't find that tying goal.
You know, you mentioned that most recent game against Watertown, December 27th, the Watertown victory. These two teams still have 10 games remaining against each other this season, and who knows what happens come playoff time, because you get the feeling that these are probably the two best teams in the league, and this could be, these games leading up to the end of the season could be preview of the final that we'll see in the league this season.
Hat-tricks can't win the draw. You want to put yourself in a good position for the playoffs in the regular season, and both of these teams have big aspirations of trying to finish toward the top of the league. In the corner, in the hat-trick zone with 2.5 to play, it's Day who takes over. Brown trying to work it free, can't get his stick free, and McKechnie is able to control for Watertown. McKechnie looking to center, now will turn back to the point. Coachman hard off the boards, around behind the net. Near side corner, Chamelka. All the way back to the half wall, will turn it back down low. McKechnie controls, the hat-tricks are able to take it back over, and Mealy fires to center. 2 minutes to play in the third. Hat-tricks in their own zone, Atwell will control. We'll keep an eye on McClendon in the Danbury net. Anderson from the red line will play it in deep. Cohen out of the net will try to stop it. It's cleared to center. 1:45 to go. French in the hat-trick zone. Ahead to McDonald. Will chip it ahead to Anderson and hammer in deep. Hat-trick player upended. McClendon still in the Danbury net. The hat-tricks can't get control in the offensive zone. Icing waved off as Watertown clears down with 90 seconds left. Gesso tips in, and it will go deep into the Watertown zone. McClendon to the bench. The extra attacker is on. It's Johnny Ruiz who hops over the boards. In the near corner, the puck comes to the point. French fires the tip try. Anderson couldn't connect. On the left wing, McDonald shot all the way through. 1:10 to go. Kuznetsov along the near wall. At the point, turning back down low. Stopped by McDonald. Pushed out to center. Kuznetsov will control. Heading back towards his own net, which is empty. The last minute of the third. Hat-tricks down by 1. Kuznetsov starting the breakout left to right. Across the red line. Into the Watertown zone. Leaves it to the left wing. Bunnell had cut forward, so it goes in deep. LaBelle is clear attempt stopped by Anderson. Now the second try ahead to Jemayev will scoop it to center. Hat-tricks control at their own line. Empty net for Danbury. 6-on-5. Bunnell kicks it to McDonald, and Hill's in on goal, and he'll score into the empty net. Justin McDonald is 24th of the year, extends his league-leading point total, and the hat-tricks down by 2. The Wolves get the icing goal. It's 5-3 with 31 seconds left to play in the third.
Yeah, and Gordy Bunnell at center ice. The puck kind of was going to get trapped in his skates. The puck wasn't coming to his stick. It was coming more to his skates. So he tried to kick it to himself, but instead he kicked it a little too hard and right onto the stick of the guy who you don't want to come in with an empty net on a 2-on-1, McDonald, and McDonald made no mistake.
5-3 Watertown advantage is Atwell at his own line. Plays it ahead. It's kicked forward by Coachman. 15 seconds left. Cohen leaves it for Ash behind the Watertown net. Jackson back out to the point. Brown across Atwell. Tom Mealy to Atwell. 7 seconds left. Brown, a penalty coming up against Watertown as Jackson fires wide, and now the horn sounds as the shot is played in on goal. Some pushing and shoving after the whistle. Guess who else but Dustin Gesso involved, but the hat-tricks fall 5-3 to Watertown. It's the 11th straight victory for the Wolves, their 20th of the season. They move to 23-0, 58 points, and the hat-tricks drop to 15-7-2 with 43 points. They'll remain in third place as Watertown will remain in first, and will still have some pushing and shoving here with Dustin Gesso involved. The hat-tricks put up a fight in the third period, Jim, but just couldn't get anything past Luke Cohen in the final 10 minutes.
Yeah, and you know what? I was really impressed, with Luke Cohen. I mean, technically, he's their number 3, number 4 goalie. And, now Greg Hussey and Brandon Colden are both in the Southern Pro League. It thrusts this kid in, a rookie, a 25-year-old rookie from Syosset on Long Island, thrusts him into the starting role. I got to tell you, I thought he was very, very good. Aggressive. And, I know, and you were right pointing out, it seemed, he was dropping some pucks, even on some clear shots with his gloved hand. But, he was quick, though, to pounce on those rebounds. And as such, really Danbury didn't get a lot of second chances. I thought I was very, very impressed with him. I really wondered what Watertown would look like without either Colgan or Hussey in net. And the answer is they still look like a winning team, a first-place team. And for Danbury, the effort was good. McClendon, I thought, was great in the first period. Obviously, he allowed the one goal to Jemayeff he'd like to have back, and then a couple power play goals against, and Danbury was unable to come back. Hat-Tricks have now lost 5 out of their last 6 games, but they get right back at it tomorrow. They go on the road, but they get right back at it tomorrow and then back home on Saturday.
2 games in a row against Binghamton, a home and home. You saw the depth from the Watertown team tonight, and the Hat-Tricks are right up there with Watertown, but just couldn't find that magic offensively tonight for Danbury.
Yeah, so Danbury now is 2-2-2 against Watertown this season. That means they've lost 4 of the 6 games because, they did get points in the 2 overtime losses, but they're still defeats. So 2-2-2 against Watertown, and I got to tell you, when, and I expect it's when, not if, these teams meet in the playoffs, boy, it's going to be a heck of a series because these games are all so close. 2 very, very talented teams, and you can tell the rivalry is really building between them. There is the chippiness there, and we saw after the whistle a little scrum going on. That is building as we build towards the playoffs. Kind of the intensity between the teams is building because I think Watertown knows that Danbury's one of the best in the league, and certainly Danbury knows that as of now, Watertown is the best in the league. And, you get 2 good teams like that, 2 prideful teams, 2 talented teams. It's going to make for, 10 more excellent regular season games. And like I said, I fully expect these teams to meet in the playoffs as well.
So the Hat-Tricks will head to Binghamton for a matchup tomorrow, kicking off a home and home with the Black Bears. Then the Black Bears will travel to Danbury for the first time in franchise history on Saturday. That will be Grandparents' Night and Healthcare Workers' Night, both presented by RVNA Health. And you can get your tickets and info on that at danburyhattricks.com. And we will be back with you that night here on Saturday from Danbury. The Hat-Tricks drop it 5-3 to Watertown, but this rivalry, this chapter of this season with Watertown and Danbury just getting underway, just scratching the surface between these 2 teams this season. The Hat-Tricks back in action tomorrow. That game will be on the Black Bears YouTube channel, and then back home on Saturday against Binghamton for the final game of this 3-in-3-day stretch. For Jim Cerny, I'm Josh Starr. Thanks for joining us here tonight on the Hat-Tricks YouTube channel. The Hat-Tricks dropped the contest 5-3 to the Watertown Wolves, the first place Watertown Wolves. Hat-Tricks still remain in 3rd and will take that into Binghamton tomorrow night. Thanks again for joining us. Have a great night. That's all from Danbury Arena.